Ukraine grain exports via Poland, Romania face bottlenecks. Deputy Overseas Minister Singapore Ukraine has set up 2 routes through Poland and Romania to export grain and forestall an international meals crisis even though bottlenecks have slowed the supply chain, Kyiv's Deputy Overseas Minister said on Sunday. Dmytro Senik stated worldwide food protection became at hazard due to the fact Russia's invasion of Ukraine had halted Kyiv's Black Sea grain exports, causing extensive shortages and soaring expenses. Ukraine is the arena's 4th large street grain exporter, and it says there are a few 30 million tons of grain stored in Ukrainian-held territory which it is making an attempt to export through street, river and rail. Ukraine became in talks with Baltic states to feature a 3rd haul for meals exports, Senik stated. He did now not provide info on how a good deal grain has already moved or might be moved via these routes. Those routes are not perfect because it creates sure bottlenecks, however we're doing our high quality to expand the one's routes within the period in between, he advised on the sidelines of an Asian Protection Summit in Singapore. The Ukrainian rail machine operates on a distinct gauge from European neighbors which includes Poland, so the grain must be transferred to exceptional trains at the border where there aren't many switch or storage centers. Rerouting grain to Romania entails transport by way of rail to ports at the Danube River and loading cargoes onto barges for cruising toward the port of Constanța, a complex and steeply priced procedure. Moscow, which calls the war a unique army operation and denies hitting civilian and agricultural goals, blames Western sanctions on Russia and sea mines set with the aid of Ukraine for the drop in meals exports and rising international charges. It is also a primary exporter of grain. The war in Ukraine dominated complaints on the Singapore meeting, the Shangri-La Dialogue. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed the delegates via video link on Saturday, telling them their country's guide was crucial no longer just to defeat the Russian invasion, however to maintain the rules-based order.